Both men spent the day in Orlando meeting with survivors, first responders, and families.
Even as they prepare to bury their dead, it's still unclear exactly what led a 29-year-old man to open fire inside that nightclub where he may have been a frequent visitor. We have several crews covering this developing story. First, we begin with Channel 4's Vic Michelucci, who is in Orlando. Vic?
And Stacey, it has been an incredibly sad and difficult time. Certainly not a time when you want the president to visit for this type of occasion, but he said he was here to bring love, to bring hugs and support for those who need it.
So today, once again, as has been true too many times before, I held and hugged grieving family members and parents, and they asked, why does this keep happening? And they pleaded that we do more to stop the carnage.
President Obama and Vice President Biden were greeted with cheers as they brought flowers to the Pulse nightclub memorial. They made a quick stop at the Dr. Phillips Center's front lawn, where people have been coming to pay their respects to the 49 who lost their lives. The commander-in-chief and his VP arrived in Orlando just before 1 o'clock today on Air Force One and Air Force Two. They greeted Orlando's mayor, then spent most of their time at the Amway Center downtown. There, the leaders met privately with the families of those killed and some of the clubgoers who were hurt.
Today, the Vice President and I told them on behalf of the American people that our hearts are broken too, and that we stand with you, and that we are here for you, and that we are remembering those who you loved so deeply.
It brought comfort to many during such a concerning time. Even the shooter's father weighed in on the presidential visit, asking leaders to help take down ISIS.
And I want, especially the wonderful President Obama and the head of the governments in Europe, all over the world, to destroy and eliminate this group, because they frame youngsters all over the world.
Outside the Orlando Regional Medical Center, where 23 victims are still being treated,
I pray, God, that you would help her, that you would lighten her load.
People came to reflect and pray.
He will give us the strength we need. He will give us comfort, and he is the only one that can do that.
So a lot of love after this tragedy. President Obama and Vice President Biden both flying back to Washington, D.C., left about an hour and a half ago on separate airplanes for security reasons. So as we have been here for the past several days, we have heard so many just horrific and chilling stories from the survivors, people who were inside Pulse nightclub for several hours as this terrible attack took place. One man was holed up, hiding inside a bathroom stall, and he filmed it all. Channel 4's Nicole Snyder now joins us live with his story. Nicole?
Vic, this man is recounting the hours he and others spent in the bathroom during the shooting in that nightclub. He says even though he made it out, he just can't stop thinking about the faces of the people who didn't.
Ended up in the bathroom, and when we were in the bathroom, the shooter just started saying, "Everybody come out, everybody's gonna die."
Miguel Leiva didn't follow the orders.
15 or 20 of us, maybe even 30 of us, stayed in the stall.
For 4 hours, it's where he stayed.
We just stood quiet, and then everybody's phone kept ringing, and the only way we knew to like let our families know, you know, we're okay, is just to record it and let them hear that we're trying to be quiet and send the video.
Leiva sent them to his worried girlfriend who got word of the shooting.
She's asking me, are you, as all those people dead next to you? I mean, there was one cup in the bathroom, and we just rinsed the cup, and we're just trying to give everybody a little bit of water.
Laying here, now alive with 2 gunshot wounds because a police officer dragged him out after the SWAT team moved in.
We were just waving our hands so they can see that we're alive, but we're still trying to be quiet. So finally they start pulling people out, and it was just so bad, like we had to step over dead bodies.
He will heal physically, but emotionally, Leiva says he can't stop thinking about the faces of those who didn't make it.
Half of those people were in the bathroom with me.
And law enforcement officials released new information this afternoon that the shooter was actually texting his wife while in the nightclub that night. They say that he was texting her if she had seen the news. Back to you, Vic.
Nicole, thank you. After this happened, there were a lot of questions about response time from police and from sheriff's deputies. Well, we now have new details from the Orange County Police Chief. Stacy joins us with what she found out. Stacy?
Yeah, the Orlando Police Chief spoke with our news partner Anderson Cooper to set the record straight because a lot of people were questioning why it took a SWAT team 3 hours to storm the nightclub. The shooter barricaded himself inside that bathroom during that time. The police chief says there were officers already inside other rooms helping to get other people out.
Correct. Our officers were inside from the very beginning helping to get people out. Now, once it became contained, we knew this was going to be a big situation. We call our SWAT team. SWAT team came right away and surrounded. So the SWAT team started replacing patrol officers on the scene. Immediately, we knew what we had. We started setting up for an explosive breach in the bathroom where we knew there were about 15 other people in the opposing bathroom from the suspect.
That chief says he made the difficult decision to breach the club with explosives after the gunman threatened to put suicide vests on 4 people and blow up the place. Vic?
Stacy, thank you so much for that information. Since this happened, we have heard a lot of talk and gotten a lot of emails into our newsroom about the types of weapons used in this attack by Omar Mateen. At first, police in the hours immediately after the shooting incorrectly identified the rifle that was used, and a lot of gun activists are now speaking out about the differences. Channel 4's Jim Piggott went to a gun store and has more.
I guess you'd say it's a gun lesson per se. I'm here at Green Acres on the west side. This is an AR-15. This isn't the type of rifle that was used in Orlando. More so, it was a Sauer, one similar to this one. But we went to find out today what is the difference and why are people concerned about either. Gun store manager Philip Gazolet says it's been business as usual since the attack. He took time to show us the different types of rifles, but I asked him about what many people call assault rifles. Is that what they really are?
Is this an assault rifle?
It's not. It's a sporting rifle. A lot of people categorize it as an assault rifle, but typically it's a sporting rifle.
Police say gunman Omar Mateen used a Sig Sauer MCX rifle. Gazolet says it's similar to the AR-15, except for the way that the bullets are propelled.
This is a Sauer, but this one here, the biggest difference is this is piston driven, where this one here is gas operated. So,
what does that mean? I mean, for most people,
it's the function of the gun.
Why would people choose, the difference in these? Is this better?
Reliability and longevity as far as needing to be clean between range time.
The store was busy today, and we did talk to some customers who say the debate to ban these types of rifles is wrong.
I think it's ridiculous because if a person has evil intents, bad intents, then no matter what, whether it's a hammer, a knife, anything, assault weapon's just a weapon. It's not the weapon it does, it's the idiot that uses it.
I could purchase any of these guns today. They would just run a background check, which they could do today, and I could walk out with this weapon. On the west side, Jim Piggott, Channel 4, the local station.
So many people have been reaching out to us asking how they can help the victims and the families of this horrific attack. There are 3 main ways that you can help right now. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a campaign where fans who donate a minimum of $25 will receive an Orlando United hat as a thank you gift. You can also donate blood. One Blood is still in need of donations, and AT&T customers can make a donation to the Orlando Health Foundation. You can do that by texting Orlando to 20222. Of course, we will post this information on our social media accounts. We will also post it on news4jax.com. So a terrible situation down here, a lot of pain, but certainly a lot of love and a lot of support in the wake of this tragedy. Live in Orlando, I'm Vic Micolucci, Channel 4, the local station. Back to you.